Today we're celebrating Halloween on the Upper East Side of Manhattan, where content creator and photographer Kristi Hemric has transformed her brownstone stoop into a moody cinematic forest filled with skulls and mystery. When Kristi first moved into her home, she couldn't stand the scaffolding covering her brownstone, so she decided to make it beautiful, draping it in wisteria and other flowers. The simple act brightened her block and captured her neighbors' hearts. Inspired by their response, Kristi kept creating, season after season, each stoop more imaginative than the last.
This stoop started as a passion project, and I've actually been blown away by the response of the community, but also certain companies have asked if I'll decorate with their products like Lego, which I still can't believe they even know that our tiny corner of Manhattan exists.
Today, she's known for turning her home into one of New York City's most magical stages. What began as an effort to disguise an eyesore has blossomed into a beloved neighborhood landmark that draws locals, tourists, preschool classes, and even proposals.
The thing that surprises me most about the stoop, and it still surprises me every day, like I will not ever get used to it, is coming home and seeing people that leave letters, or they stitch the stoop, or they leave presents from Cambodia, Australia. They left Tim Tams last week, and it's touched a lot of people, and we're just touched that it means so much to us that people like it, because we love it.
This Halloween, her stoop is pure enchantment. In a city built for hustle, Kristi dares to pause. She's the curator of wonder on the Upper East Side, reminding us that home is as much about place as it is about people, and that a little creativity can transform an entire street. To watch Kristi's full episode ad-free, scan the QR code or click join below.
Hi Homeworthy, my name's Kristi Hemric. Welcome to my house on the Upper East Side. Before we go inside, I'd love to show you my Halloween stoop.
This fall, Homeworthy is all about the season's magic. We're stepping inside homes transformed by autumn's colors, where pumpkins aren't just decorations, they're statements.
We went to the auction in Pennsylvania and brought 4,000 pumpkins back, and I have them all on my stoop, and the neighbor's stoop, and the other's neighbor's stoop, and the other neighbor's stoop, and my backyard.
Where shadows and candlelight mingle to create a hint of spookiness, and every corner tells a story.
And so the theme of this was friends are coming over for a nice dinner. It clearly turned into a bit of a bloodbath. We have some candles and some transitional pieces throughout. There's like teeth and guts.
From extraordinary Halloween displays to cozy gatherings at home, we'll explore spaces that feel both enchanting and inviting.
For the tablescape today, I really wanted to capture all these deep sort of jewel tones for fall. These gorgeous reds and deep purples. They really are rich and inviting.
Plus, in the kitchen, we're celebrating the flavors of the season with dishes that bring warmth, comfort, and a touch of whimsy to the table.
Remember that fall isn't just about the foliage changing, but it's about the mood changing even in the house. And that has to do even with what you're cooking, right? So today we're going to make a really moist, fabulous apple cake.
So light the candles and enjoy our autumnal series, because nothing says home like a little spook and a lot of heart. You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story.
So this is our spooky stoop. I start planning our stoops months in advance. I knew closer to Halloween, I wanted to do a black theme, spooky, and I wanted really large skeletons. I found these, they're amazing, they actually light up. So when the sun goes down, they will be lit. And I want it to be kind of dark. So we always line our railing with leaves. And then we changed, our wisteria is covered with like black leaves, but they actually light up. It's almost like a Day of the Dead kind of theme with the red roses. Right now it's tombstones, but as it gets closer, skulls are gonna appear. One of my favorite things ever are these haunted houses. I've had these for 3 years. They're the best. And so the candles inside, when it's dark out, it just looks like a real haunted house. And something I got this year that I absolutely love are these rattan haunted houses. They're so cool. I love them. And like I said, they last in all weather. Like, you would think they would get destroyed in the rain, and they have not. So I love that for us, because I'll probably have them for years and years. And we just we keep everything. Like, our pumpkin pile over here is all of our extra pumpkins, and we will move our haunted houses over as different things happen, but reuse everything. So we started the season with a fall stoop, and now we have the spooky stoop. And something we do with our extra pumpkins is we've kind of decorated our trash area and built a stage, and we decorate it as well. So as Halloween appears, more and more haunted houses will appear. When Christmas comes, we have a gingerbread village over here. We might have reindeer this year. You'll have to wait and see. But we try to use all aspects, and obviously trash is kind of ugly, so we made it pretty. Okay, so some of my favorite elements of the spooky stoop. Everything lights up, which is really cool. So these books of potions and different spells, they light up. It looks amazing. Another great thing are these pumpkins. They look so real, and as you can see, these little holes, those are on purpose because we put hooks in them for our first fall design, and our arch was covered in different pumpkins. And yeah, so they're kind of expensive, I'm not gonna lie, but we've had them for 3 or 4 years now, and we've used them in all different kinds of designs, in the arch, on here, and they still look great. So worth the price, worth the investment, get nice things that you can reuse for years and years, and it's worth it. One question I get asked often is how long it takes me to do a stoop. We've been doing this for years, so a lot of planning kind of goes in on the back end, like buying and sourcing things. But like I said, I really do reuse almost everything that I have. So I think of that first, and then when we have to install, it's actually not that bad, like maybe 4 hours. If we're redoing the stoop completely, then maybe a few more hours than that, because we're organizing everything. We take everything down, we clean it, we store it so that we can use it the following year. So Christmas will be a big one because we're literally breaking it down. The morning after our giant Halloween party, we break it down and put up holiday because it just makes me happy, so that's what we do. But yeah, it takes about a day. Planning starts weeks in advance. So how do I come up with my stoop ideas? I think one thing is I think of one thing, right? Like, I knew this year I wanted giant skulls. So that was kind of my theme. And then what would look great with giant skulls? Black leaves, lights, haunted houses, but I wanted there to be kind of a consistent theme, and so skulls it is. And I source them, and once I find what I can use, I have to think of what will make the arch stand out. That's usually like the showstopper. So these were too heavy, sadly, to go in the arch. We will have skulls later, but then we do tombstones and we do flowers. With the fall stoop, it's like I wanted cinnamon spice or pumpkin spice is kind of the theme I went for. So it was literally hundreds of pumpkins, candles, baskets, and then the stoop or the arch just looked like all different kinds of pumpkins, and that was kind of the theme I went for. So we went from pumpkin spice to an apple orchard, because you got to pick apples in the fall, to a spooky stoop. This arch is my pride and joy. I love it so much. It's just kind of something that frames our house, and it frames the stoop perfectly. So what I try to do is I try to incorporate this and make this the star of the show. I knew I wanted it to be spooky, so I did gravestones, I did black, and I kind of try to tie the same color scheme all the way down. We don't use this door to enter our house. We have a different entrance, so we can cover the stairs completely and not have to worry about it. The stoop makes us happy, so that's what we do. But yeah, the arch is wisteria, and it has been attached to our house for 3 years now, going strong. My favorite thing in the world are zip ties. When it comes to decor, it is zip ties, and zip ties. I basically find branches that I like, I piece them together. If I get bouquets of flowers, I mean, this is rare that I just leave it, but I will rip them apart, mix them with other flowers, zip tie them together, and kind of make some zip tie magic. That's really what I do. So this stoop started as a passion project, And I've actually been blown away by the response of the community, but also certain companies have asked if I'll decorate with their products like Lego, which I still can't believe they even know that our tiny corner of Manhattan exists. If I had a dream brand to work with, you're gonna laugh, but it would be Coca-Cola because I love Diet Coke and Coke Zero. I run on Diet Coke. So if Coca-Cola wanted me to do one of their, their infamous like Christmas commercials, can we do an infamous Coca-Cola New York City stoop? That would be my dream, my absolute dream. That was a challenge, but we did it, and it's led to so many other things being attached to Wisteria. And it kind of opened the door for endless possibilities on the stoop, which is amazing. If you're thinking about the stoop and of like things breaking, I am a mom of 4, so I am very comfortable with chaos, and I'm also very understanding. I've given up control on most aspects of my life. So we have a ton of people that visit the stoop, and we have sometimes little fingers and things crash, and it doesn't bother me. I mean, as long as people are having fun at the stoop, if something breaks, it's fine. So yeah, it kind of is what it is. As long as people are happy and I'm happy and I like it, we really don't care. Yesterday a class came for class pictures and they wrote me the sweetest note because a skeleton broke and a book broke, and I was like, it doesn't matter, don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it, because we're gonna change it up in a few weeks anyway. The thing that surprises me most about the stoop, and it still surprises me every day, like I will not ever get used to it, is coming home and seeing people that leave letters, or they stitch the stoop, or they leave presents from Cambodia, Australia. They left Tim Tams last week, and it's touched a lot of people, and we're just touched that it means so much to us that people like it, because we love it. When I first moved to New York, I moved here from Dubai, and I lived in a studio apartment, and I used to walk by brownstones, and I would always say to myself, if I had a brownstone, I would do this, and oh my gosh, and it was just a dream, because I lived in the tiniest apartment in Chelsea, and I never knew that I would actually have a brownstone, but I was like, if I did, I was gonna do this, and here we are. And so I knew I would always decorate, especially after seeing Halloween on the Upper East Side. I knew I would take part in that. But I think one thing that happened was scaffolding. The building next to us had to do some work, and the way it was they had to put scaffolding over our house as well, which they didn't notify us. We were actually leaving our house, and we just heard somebody drilling into our house, and we're like, oh, you're covering our house in scaffolding. So it was very ugly from the street, and I asked my husband, do you think it'd be okay if I put up a flower garland, like built something over our door? That way when people are walking through this mile-long scaffolding, there's at least like a bright, happy spot. And to my surprise, he was like, yes. So I covered our front door in wisteria branches and pink flowers, and it was very Barbie-core kind of. And I really thought our neighbors would be very upset about it. Not upset, just kind of be like, what is she doing? And we actually got the opposite response. They loved it. So I kept going. Then summer came, so I put up lemons, and then fall came, and we just kept going, and now we're here. I wanted to decorate for the holidays, and then New York gave us scaffolding, and I decided to make our house a little bit prettier on the outside. I took inspiration from different restaurants around the city, and I'm sure they do it in all different kinds of cities. I'll use an example. Maman has like a beautiful floral display outside, and I was like, how do they do that? And I found out that it is wisteria, and it's actually living wisteria. So you get real, wisteria branches are really, really sturdy. We actually have a restaurant down the street, Pill, one of my favorites. They do the same thing. We had to drill them into our house and anchor them into the brick, but that same wisteria branch, we put it up 3 years ago. It's still going strong. We add to it because obviously when we started, we just had like a upside down L, and now we put a lot more decor up. So we've kind of reinforced it a little bit, but yeah, it's all wisteria, and then it just changes with the seasons, and we kind of add it. And thank you, New York Flower Market, because they have a great stock of wisteria. Welcome to the parlor room. We actually have 3 living rooms in this house, and so this is our more formal living room. We use it for socializing. When we have our massive Halloween party, we actually move all the furniture out. There's a bartender. This is our party room, but this is our more adult entertaining room. This is where we have our friends over. We have like great conversations, and I absolutely love this room. It turned out just the way I wanted. So it makes me really happy. This piece is actually from Pottery Barn. Love Pottery Barn. And it has just some special stuff in here. For example, we do lots of different stoops, and we have an amazing follower that hand stitched these for us. She's actually hoops and needles, and she did this one from the summer, and she did another one from the summer, and it's just the sweetest gift. We came home and found these on our stoop, and it means so much to us. My husband is an avid golfer, so for some of our entertaining, we have a golf set for him. We also do a ton of entertaining here, so this is just some of our collection when we're entertaining. About our Halloween party, it's probably our favorite party of the year. We actually get thousands of trick-or-treaters. I think last year my husband bought 12,000 pieces of candy and we were out by 7 o'clock. So this year we're gonna get 15,000 pieces of candy. And the fun part is everyone comes over, we have a bartender, it's really fun, but we also switch out giving out candy because I think that's the most fun part of it. We have a lot of friends that are from Australia and different parts of the world, and it kind of feels like a movie scene here because you have so many trick-or-treaters. So very excited about it this year. One of my favorite finds for this room is actually our mantelpiece. I found it on Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace can be a gold mine. We do have a working fireplace behind here, but eventually when we do our renovation, we'll get all that. But for now, beautiful candles from Pottery Barn. I just kind of love how it makes the room feel really romantic and warm. And we have our family pictures on top here, like that was from our wedding. And then our 4 kids, and it's just like lots of special moments. Then the mirrors are also Facebook Marketplace finds, which I love that for us. And all the furniture in here is actually from Pottery Barn. Like I said, I love Pottery Barn. They're the best. So, and then these pillows kind of goes on theme from the girls' room. They're also from Jaipur. So bringing a little bit of my travel home, and I love that. And then we also have a ton of storage. So behind these beautiful closets are a lot of our Halloween decor. I will not show you because it is not as organized as this room, but we switch things out on the stoop seasonally, and we have a ton of decor. Our basement is actually all decor, which is fun. I kind of like it that way. My husband and I, we'd been married and we had a son, and we knew we wanted to stay in New York City. This was during COVID, and I think we were one of the couples that were like, we are gonna make our home here in New York. So we started looking at apartments. We looked at brownstone specifically so that we could grow our family. And this is a real true story. We had an offer in on another home. It fell through last minute. I was 9 months pregnant and panicking. And David went out, he saw this house. I'd never seen it. He looked across the street. There was a salon called Kristi's Salon, spelled the way I spell my name. And he called me and he goes, do you trust me? I'm gonna put in an offer. So he put in an offer before I ever saw this house, and it worked out great. He did really know me, and I am obsessed with our house, and I hope this is our forever home. And we specifically wanted the Upper East Side because we do have family in New York, and we wanted to be in a circle that we could have our kids walk down the street and be close to our family. So that was something when we were talking to people, we had a very small bubble. We want to live on the Upper East Side between this block and that block. And I mean, he found it. We love it. A really cool thing about our house is we have air rights. So if one day we decide to build up, we can do that, which is amazing. But yeah, I think the coolest part about not just this house is the neighborhood. Like I said, we didn't know much, right? We lived 15 blocks away, but we didn't know much about this street. We found it, he put an offer in the day of, and we have met all of our best friends on this street. It's fate, right? Like my favorite grocery store is down the block, Butterfield, Knightley's is on the corner, Pill is on the corner. We're gonna get an Italy soon. So yeah, I feel like we hit the jackpot. Okay, so one, I would say, decor challenge with our house. We do have 5 floors, so we have tons of space, but our house is thin. And so it's kind of thinking about, and there's 6 of us, so it's thinking about how to put furniture in a room that it doesn't overpower the room, but you can also, everybody can have a seat. And so this room we really use for entertaining, like I said. It's where our Christmas tree goes, and we like to have a lot of people over. So I wanted seating options, but I wanted them to be movable. For example, this coffee table, it can easily slide underneath. These chairs swivel. These can usually go against the wall. So it's just kind of like New York living. You have to find out how you can fit everything in one place. But I do love it. And one thing I love the most is probably the candles. They're not real. They're from Pottery Barn. They're the best. They're the same ones I put on the stoop, but they flicker and they make the crackle noise, and it's just so much fun. And another way to kind of tie in the stoop to the room is through florals. So right now it's fall florals outside. It's a little bit spooky, so we kind of bring those inside. We elevate it a little bit with nicer pumpkins and things like that. But yeah, that's kind of how we do it. So I am from Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas, a place called Colleyville. And I grew up with two parents that went all out for the holidays. I'm talking, we had everything. So trees, the whole 9 yards. So I was definitely from that kind of a family. My mom made every holiday a really big deal. We had decor for every single holiday, inside the house, outside the house, different pajamas. And so obviously that rubbed off a little bit on me when I have my own family. And then when I got my own house, so I brought a little bit of that magic that I think I learned from my mother to the Upper East Side. And it just makes you happy, right? It gives you something to look forward to. I always knew I wanted to work abroad. So when I graduated college, I got a one-way ticket to Vietnam. I traveled Asia for 4 months and I ended up in Dubai. And my parents were like, okay, if you can find a job in a week, you can stay for a year. And I stayed for 4.5 years and I worked in photo production. And that's probably how, I've always loved photography, so I would do big shoots for all kinds of different brands. It was amazing. I got to travel all over the MENA region, and then after 4.5 years, I wanted to be closer to home. And my dad is amazing, and he was like, I think you would be a great fit for New York City. I want you to keep fulfilling your dreams. There's not much photo production here in Dallas, so try New York. And here I am. And then I met my husband, and we decided that we wanted New York to be the place that we raise our kids, and we love it here. And yeah, that's kind of how I ended up here. I think my favorite time to decorate, which might sound crazy, but when the Christmas lights come down in New York City, it's kind of sad because it's cold and there's really nothing to look forward to. So that's when I decided to do Valentine's Day. And so I literally couldn't find any Valentine's decor, so we made it ourselves out of foam board, and we made conversation hearts, and we made them cute and witty and like text me, love ya, all that kind of stuff. And everybody kind of loved it. It's just, I like decorating when to give myself something to look forward to, and the neighborhood. Yeah. My husband and I got married in Ravello because that's the first place that I told him I love him back. So I convinced him it'd be cheap to get married there. So then we did a lemon stoop. So that was awesome. It kind of looked like, it was Mackenzie Childs blue check and lemons, and it reminded me of Ravello. So that one was special. I think Halloween is always special because it just makes so many kids happy, and it makes us happy, and our kids are so excited about it. I think Lego was crazy. I'm not a great Lego builder, I realized, and they're actually really hard to build. Thank you to my husband and my 5-year-old because they stuck with it when I was like, I can't do this. But Lego was amazing. We get a lot of women and kids that love our stoop. I've never seen men stop their cars and get out of their car to come take photos of a stoop like I did with Lego. Like, we had taxi drivers stop, come out, get selfies. We had police officers stop, come out and admire it. And I thought that was really cool. I think it was just cool to see how many different people it brought. But I don't know, I think we really push ourselves. And now it's kind of been a cool, fun marriage project because my husband's really in on it and he actually really enjoys it. I think our first fall stoop was one of his favorites. And it's always kind of like us talking at dinner once the kids are asleep on how we can do it better. And I just never thought he would find as much joy or my kids would find as much joy as I find in it. But it's really become like a family affair. My son the other day was with a babysitter, and when we came home from a date, he had made pumpkin and ghost confetti, cut them all out because he thought that would be a good addition. And it's just kind of cute to see how like his 5-year-old mind loves and how proud he is of the stoop. So yeah, I love them all. Sorry. So I wanted this room to look elevated, and I actually love color drenching. If you see me on social media, I just love color. So ceiling, everything is drenched. It is Sulking Room Pink from Farrow & Ball, and I think it looks perfect in this room. My sons call it the purple room. So, and then this is our little, I don't know, all of our little treasures. We love music, so we have a record player. some books with nice little cards and notes inside. We get a lot of notes from people that travel from all over the world, which is still like an honor to us. They slide them through our mail slot and we keep all of them because we just think it's the sweetest. And then my sons, and yeah, just little treasures. When we decided to go with a darker color in the room, we knew we needed a bright light. I love this light. It's from Pottery Barn. It's just so pretty, and sometimes we don't get that much light in this room. It just depends. Obviously, when winter comes, it gets darker. So we have our beautiful bright light. It's like our shining star. But I kind of think it brings the whole room together. It's something that you can look at. It's just beautiful. Yeah, I love it. Welcome to the twins room. It's probably my favorite room in the house. I have it pink and green because I wanted it to be something that they could really grow into, and I love it. This armoire I always get compliments on, and fun fact, it is actually IKEA. I just redid the handles and painted it. The handles are from Anthropology. And then these are all just like fun little details. Everything is ribbons and bows and gold, and I love it. These are really special dresses that we got, and I love this little bow detail. It helps my husband if I put their outfits out, so I'll usually hang what they're gonna wear, and then he has to dress them cute. So I love that. And then we have the girls' favorite books. They take ballet class across the street, so they are obsessed with their little jewelry box. They don't have any jewelry as of yet, but I'm sure that won't be a problem. And then the wallpaper is from Anthropology. So these are my twins' beds. It was probably the best decision I made because they go from bassinet to crib to bed. It really grows with them. And my little ladies are very independent, so we switched to toddler beds very soon, sooner than we did with the boys, but I think they love it. And they have a really great view of our backyard, which I think they love. And we're a big Halloween family. We do a Halloween party every year. We get thousands upon thousands of trick-or-treaters, which makes it so fun for us. So we start every night, the girls sit in their beds, and then we do story time. David and I sit here and we read to them, and this month is October, so it's all about Halloween books. So we've got spooky skeletons, little ghosts, pumpkin love. That's kind of what we've been reading this month, and they're very excited to be astronauts this year. Last year they were aliens, so we're kind of staying on theme, and the year before that they were safari animals. David and I were on safari, and our 4 children were the different animals that we saw on safari. So that was really fun too. And then this is our little shelf of little treasures. My girls are very girly. They're obsessed with their dollies and their stuffies. And then these are just some like really special pictures that we've taken. I love picture frames and showing my kids pictures and special moments, so I switch them out all the time. And because my girls are so obsessed with dolls, we got them their first dollhouse, which they absolutely love. And one benefit of having twins is when they wake up early in the morning, they play with each other silently, and they are at this dollhouse for hours, letting David and I sleep. So we cherish this dollhouse. It's amazing for us. This is actually secret storage. The seat lifts up because I blew out one of our closets, which I don't know if it was the best idea because we have twin girls, but I think it's fun. And I love that they can sit in here, read together, play. It's just a fun little cozy place, and we love it. Their brothers are obsessed with this nook. They always do bedtime. The brothers like to bring the girls up for bedtime and sit here and talk to them until they fall asleep, which is like the sweetest thing. And yeah, all my kids are pretty young, so they're not readers yet, but they love to pretend to read. And yeah, I also love that we did something different with the wallpaper, and I think it turned out really well. Our house is a brownstone on the Upper East Side, and it was built in the 1860s. So you're in this room and you're like, wow, the ceiling is really low. And it is really low because they had it slanting down so that the snow would fall off and there wouldn't be weight of snow. So that is why eventually we will do a renovation and build up. But until then, I love this little cozy room. So what does home mean to me? Home means a safe space. It means family. It means a place that you can unwind and really be yourself. I love this room. It's a beautiful room. I love our girls' room. It's another really beautiful room. We have 5 floors in this house, And we decided not to do a renovation for a few years because we had 4 kids in 3 years. And if you go through our house, it is very lived in, but it's also really happy. We have a 3-year-old that just decided to be Picasso in our other family room. So he's got scribbles all over the walls. And our 5-year-old has put his artwork all down the different hallways. And I love that. I love that you can kind of walk in our house and know who we are by what our kids do, or the scratches, the scribbles. And one day it might all look like this, but for now it doesn't, and it just kind of makes me happy. Homeworthy, it was so nice showing you around my home on the Upper East Side, but I have to get ready for Halloween, so I have to wish you adieu. Toodaloo!
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.